Coming up about the news this morning, former employees of a Western Kentucky factory destroyed in last year's deadly tornadoes begin a lawsuit against the owners. And if you're an outdoor lover watching this morning, we have some tips for you if you feel the need to explore the trails during winter weather.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
6:32 here. I'm Dakota Makris. It's Monday. It's the beginning of the Thanksgiving holiday week. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. Brandon, you're off on Thanksgiving. I'm working on Thanksgiving. And let me tell you, working on Thanksgiving, I think it's kind of fun because I just do my own thing.
Well, you're off Black Friday, and I'm here Black Friday.
That's true.
So we're kind of trading out this year.
I'm shocked about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how I got that off, but I did. So
exactly.
But anyway, but Black Friday, that's a fun time too.
Listen, it is. We'll have Buddy Forbes doing some live shots.
You know what I'll do? I'll go find Buddy wherever he is in Pikeville, and I'll be a live interview.
That's exactly right there on the air. So you'll still be with us. All right, let's get into the forecast for this short work and school week for a lot of folks. Now, remember, there are a lot of schools out due to illness. You can see those on the bottom of your screen and at WYMT.com. Let's take a look at those cold temperatures this morning, so I'm sure some folks are glad to be staying inside. 25 in Logan is the warmest spot in the region. You're seeing a lot of numbers out there with ones in front of them. 11 in Monticello is the coldest right now. Jones went back to sleep on us. That's how cold it is over there this morning. A few minutes ago, a lot of teens across not only this part of the region, but you don't see a whole lot of warmth anywhere. 39 Myrtle Beach, 34 Atlanta, everybody else in the teens and 20s. And you see up there in the snowpack that is western New York, that purple, I would say that's at least low teens or maybe even single digits because they got 77 inches of snow, which is a little bit more than 6 feet in Buffalo this weekend up there. So it's been crazy up there this weekend. Lake effect, maximum we need on your coffee meter this morning down here in the mountains. And of course your donut forecast for the next dozen hours. Lots of sunshine. It's going to take us up into the low 50s later today. So not too bad once we get past the morning chill. Dakota?
All right, Brennan, thank you. Well, former employees of a Western Kentucky factory destroyed in last year's deadly tornadoes are now suing the owners. A news release states the charges were filed on behalf of 20 employees of the Mayfield Candle factory. The workers accuse Mayfield Consumer Products of, quote, unfair labor practices. An EF4 tornado hit the factory last December. It collapsed and 9 people died. Survivors say they were told by management not to speak with OSHA about the incident. And one man is dead after he was hit by a truck in McCreary County. Officials say 35-year-old Kenneth Troxell was walking along Highway 27 around 7 o'clock Saturday night. Well, police say he was hit by a truck driven by 18-year-old Zachary Heath of Barberville. Heath was not injured in the crash. Kentucky State Police officials say they are continuing that investigation. Several school districts are closed today, starting today due to illness. Perry County, Clay County, Johnson County, Jackson County, Somerset Independent Schools, and Danville Independent Schools have all canceled classes for today and tomorrow. And for Rockcastle County Schools and Harlan Independent Schools, today and tomorrow will be considered NTI days for those students. Students in each district already have Wednesday through Friday off for the Thanksgiving holiday. You can find a list of the closed school districts over on WYMT.com and, of course, always scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Well, in this day and age, many might say our youth are losing valuable social and public speaking skills thanks to technology. But one Kentucky organization is working to create leaders that will go on to use their voice to change the world. Our Alyssa Williams was there at the 2022 Kentucky 4-H Issues Conference to learn more.
Aiming to mold Kentucky students into change makers.
And their purpose here is to learn how to identify issues in their local community, how to create a plan of action for their local community, how to implement and then evaluate and sustain those programs.
75 delegates from across the Commonwealth came together for the 33rd annual Kentucky 4-H Issues Conference.
It is a really great way to improve your public speaking skills, improve your problem solving, and just address issues that are prevalent in your community.
From mental health to improving the foster care system, delegates have been working for several days to create a game plan and a presentation on how they would address these issues.
The young people that are here are our future. They're the ones who are going to be taking care of us, my age, when I'm older. And we need to make sure that they have the skills to create good stuff in their local communities.
Those with the event say it not only provides delegates with problem-solving skills, but also memories that will last a lifetime.
It's really cool because I see a lot of kids find their passions here, and being able to talk about those passions that they might not have been able to talk about and open up about it has just been really awesome to see.
Using the skills they learned here to create a better tomorrow. In London, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
This year's Issues Conference featured delegates from 30 Kentucky counties. Each delegate who took part in the conference is eligible to apply for a small grant from Kentucky 4-H they can use to fund community issue projects. Well, plans for a new farmers market pavilion in downtown Corbin, it's still on track. Representatives from the Corbin Tourism Commission, the Whitley County Extension Office, and other organizations broke ground for the project earlier this year. The project was then paused due to a soil issue, but those with Corbin Tourism say the project is up and running again and they plan to have it completed by next summer.
You know, I think that once we do the remediation on the soil, that the project should be able to move pretty quickly from there. We've just hit a little bit of a snag that's totally natural. But yeah, so we're still we're hopeful for the summer of 23.
Officials say the pavilion's official name has also been selected. It will be called the Hometown Bank Farmers Market Pavilion. Well, full-blown winter will be here before we even realize it, and even though some of us would like to see some snow, we all know it can be dangerous, and there are some things we need to keep with us in case of an emergency during winter weather. Former WYMT Chief Meteorologist Paige Noel has more on how you can stay safe.
In East Tennessee, we experience all types of winter weather, from heavy snow to ice to sleet. And whether we are driving or hiking in it, you need to be prepared.
We never expect an emergency to happen, but things happen all the time, unfortunately.
Sarah DeLozer with Knox County Emergency Management has a kit ready to go at all times.
With any emergency, it's important to have a lot of supplies available and easy to access in case of the emergency. So that absolutely includes winter weather. Power outages and road conditions can prevent you from being able to go out and get the supplies that you might need. So in my kit, I have things like dog food, I have personal hygiene items, a blanket, some warm clothing as well.
With our different terrain, we can go from no snow to lots of it as you hike up the mountain.
And with the leaves falling and the amount of moisture that's in the air, the trails can be really, really slick. So you never know when there might be, you know, an accident that happens on the trail when you're hiking.
Sturdy shoes, water, a first aid kit are just some of the items you should have with you when hiking.
And also the days are shorter in the winter too. So I know I've been out a couple of times and sort of been caught off guard by how early it gets dark.
DeLozer says to make sure you have 2 sources of light in addition to your phone to avoid draining your phone's battery.
So this seems like a lot, but all of this really fits in a tiny little box that I can just put in my backpack and go.
Really, the best way to stay safe during a big winter weather event is to stay home.
The surfaces are just more slippery and they don't always look like they're dangerous. So taking the time to really make sure you need to go where you're going or you have the proper equipment to get there safely is very important.
And don't forget our winter weather outlook here on WYMT, airing tonight at 7 for the first time. If you miss it tonight, there'll be some more airings and it'll be on our YouTube page a little bit later on. But a beautiful start to the day at UVA-Wise as we lose the feed there for just a second. Hopefully it'll come back, but you can see it is a very nice start to the day over there. It's cold though, 27 at UVA-Wise. They must have went up a little bit there. That's now, if that's the case, that's our warm spot now. Yep, it is. It's overtaken Logan, which has dropped 2 more degrees. So Wise, the warm spot over there on the hillside, everybody else basically in the teens this morning. Harlan holding out the Cumberland Valley at 21, 11 in Monticello, 18 in London, 16 in Williamsburg, 16 in Manchester, 19 in Hazard this morning, 14 in Irvin and Clintwood, 23 in Pikeville, and Logan 24 in Prestonsburg. Your out-the-door forecast features that cold air giving way to some warmth. As we head deeper into the daytime hours, temperatures are going to climb quickly into the low 50s thanks to some sunshine after a frigid start to the day. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. The time is 6:41. When we come back here on Mountain News this morning, hospitals across the nation are having trouble keeping up stock of hormone used to help deliver babies. Stay with us.